Hybrid work is here to stay, but so is disconnection. If your team feels like a group of solo flyers instead of a squadron, you're not alone. The good news is you can rebuild connection even without being in the same room, even without necessarily having that proximity. Now, Andre, I know you've had a lot of experience being in Sydney, Australia, doing a lot of work back into North America and around the world, both doing work yourself as well as delivering programs, as well as doing coaching on this area. So you've got an immense depth of experience. So maybe you can share what you have found is what your big three are in terms of really optimizing a hybrid work environment.
It's 2025. If you're a leader right now, hybrid is something that is part of your vocabulary, isn't it? Because since the pandemic, the world has changed. People are now working from home. Getting people back into the office is becoming a big struggle. People are leaving organizations because they want the flexibility. So it's a real issue that leaders are facing right now. Three things I'd like to talk based on my experience. The first one is beware the proximity bias. It's an unconscious bias that we have up here. We tend to favor the people who happen to be around us, who happen to be in the same location. And sometimes we forget about the person who's on the other end of the phone or on a screen or something else. So the proximity bias is a real unconscious bias. So as leaders, be aware of it. Make sure you're paying particular attention to people who are just not in the room. So the tip here is to shine the spotlight, not the desk lamp, if you know what I mean. Shine the spotlight on everyone, not the desk lamp on the person sitting next to you. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing is virtual meetings. They can be the most boring things ever. Don't let meetings become empty calories, as we say. Make meetings meaningful and have this dialogue, this rich, value-driven dialogue. It comes down to how you run these virtual meetings. Now, there's a whole lot of tips that we talk about in our Leader Accelerate model in terms of how to run great meetings. But essentially, one tip, don't allow your meetings to be status updates. Status updates can happen outside of getting people together in a virtual room, so to speak. There's nothing worse than going through the rounds of doing that. Use it to do brainstorming, problem solving, looking at new ideas, looking at different ways to engage people. Make those the purpose of your virtual meetings. And the third thing is celebrating as one team. So make sure people feel as if they're part of one team, not as part of a remote team or as part of a virtual team, where there's some people and there are other people outside. There's the ins and the outs, the us's and the thems. So as a leader, you got to be really conscious that you're celebrating as one team. And again, we talked about recognition in the past. Recognition, really important driver. Light fireworks, everyone can see. So that's another way that you can sit down and start thinking about how do we bring this virtual team into one team. The other thing we'd say is that, make sure that the celebrations that you have with them is based on what's important to the individual. As a leader, I think there's some discretion that you may have to be able to tune those rewards and what works for the individual in this hybrid world. Reward people with what they value most. The your day, your way approach, which I came across some time ago, I think is really smart. Let each team member choose a reward that is important to them. It could be an extra day off or half a day off. It could be a learning voucher. It could be lunch on the company or a donation that they want to make into a particular cause that they care about. So for me, those are three ways that you as a leader the big three that you as a leader can look at and use and implement in navigating through this world of hybrid. What do you think, Darren?
Outstanding. The my day, my way assumes that you know your people well enough to be able to know what that is, right? And so that means you've invested the time to be able to get to know them. And so relationships are still critical, and you can build them just as we are right now, right? Having a great interaction. And I think the key that underpins it that we talk about in Accelerate is you need to, as best you can, treat the meeting like it's in person, whether it's a one-on-one or whether it's a team. Leaders lead. And that's what we've designed the Leader Accelerate Studio to do, is to help you be a better leader, whatever phase of your career you're at. So we would love for you to join us, whether it's weekly in our YouTube, subscribe to this, or certainly we have our Accelerate program that you may find incredibly valuable. But whatever it is, we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.